am Brianna and I'm a senior.
Okay, so what sport do you play and how long have you been involved with the sport?
I run indoor and outdoor track and I've been involved with it ever since I was a freshman.
So in your word, what do you think makes a great athlete?
What I think makes a great athlete is someone who is dedicated every day to their sport. They put in the extra work, they go the extra mile, they eat the right food, they are willing to lead the team, and yeah.
So in your own words, how do you define mental toughness?
Mental toughness is something that I take very seriously being a runner. I think running is a 99% mental sport. Mental toughness means that you have to tell yourself that you can do it. You don't get psyched out, and you telling yourself that you can do it, it gets you through the pain.
So do you think that the way you are built and your physical capabilities make you the athlete you are today, or do you think it is your mental toughness and mentality?
I think it's a little bit of both. Physically, I have to train, but mentally, I have to tell myself every day repeatedly I practice and everything that you can do it.
So, since you said both, what do you think plays a larger role in your performance, the physical part or the mental part?
Being a runner, I think the mentality definitely plays a bigger role. I know that if I do the work that I can physically get there, but it's the mentality that can easily make or break a race.
So going to making or breaking a race, have you ever experienced a time when your mentality affected your performance? And can you give an example if you're comfortable with that?
Definitely. Outdoor track a couple years ago, I was running the mile, and what I realized was during my mile, a girl was coming up behind me and she was passing me, and I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm really tired right now, like this girl is gonna beat me. But I was thinking to myself, no, I really need to push myself and this is my race to win. And I really thought about it, and the mentality of it really got me through it, and I actually did end up beating that girl.
So you think that if you were mentally weak in that situation, you definitely wouldn't have beat her?
Yeah.
Alright, so how do you make yourself mentally tough or mentally weak, like in a situation, like examples of both?
How do I make myself?
Like, if you're in a race and just like how you said, how you're between this girl, what motivated you to be mentally tough? Did you think about your family? Did you think about your team?
What I do when I run, I think of a word that gets me through my race. Like when I'm really feeling the pain and it's hitting me hard, I think of my word, and the word I say is strong. I think to myself, I'm strong and I can do this. I can get through this pain because I know that pain is not everlasting.
And I'm guessing that the times that you are mentally weak, it's obviously different thoughts. Like you're not able to incorporate that.
Yeah, like when I'm mentally weak, I'm thinking, oh my god, I hate running, I hate this sport, I hate doing this.
Alright, so do you think that coaches should integrate more mental toughening exercises into their program? And if so, how do you think they should do this? Because right now, the majority of like sports, it's all training, lifting, doing core, doing a repeat, whatever it has to do with your sport. But there's a lack of like mentally toughening activities. Do you think that should be integrated? What's your thoughts on that?
I think being a runner, I think you should definitely try and integrate the mentality of it, because I feel like people don't understand how mentally tough you have to be.
Mm-hmm.
They just think, oh, you just have to train for it. But I definitely think that coaches should. And they should do it by maybe talking to them.
Alright, last question. Do you have any advice for athletes looking to become more mentally tough?
If you're looking to become more mentally tough, I would recommend really thinking about your performances in your sport, and really thinking about what you can do during and after and before.
Alright, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chuck. I'm a senior at Northwest High School.
Alright, so what sport do you play and how long have you been involved with the sport?
I played football. I've been playing football for about 10 years.
Okay, so in your own words, what do you think makes a great athlete?
It's a lot of things put together. It's focusing, how much somebody can focus. Athleticism does play a part in it. Hard work and dedication, that's the hardest thing. That's the most important thing, because it's a mindset. You know, if you believe you can do it, then you can do it.
Alright, so in your own words, how do you define mental toughness?
Mental toughness is somebody that doesn't take no for an answer. Somebody who overcomes adversity, because adversity is something that you have to embrace, and it has to become a norm for you. And that's what makes a mentally tough person, somebody that takes on adversity.
Okay, so do you think the way that you are built and your physical capabilities make you the athlete you are today, or do you think it is your mental toughness and mentality?
It's way on my mental toughness, because I play linebacker and I'm underweight for a linebacker. You know, linebackers I go up against guys who are probably 50, 60, some are even 100 pounds heavier than me, and I'm able to, if you watch me play, you would think that we're the same weight, because I'm pushing these guys around, because I have that mental toughness of I refuse to allow my size to be the reason why I'm not going to compete at top.
So you definitely think it's the mental part of it?
It's definitely the mental part.
All right. So speaking of football, have you ever experienced a time when your mentality affected your performance? So basically, were you ever mentally weak, mentally strong? Were you able to be like, wow, like I came out of that game and I was just mentally out of it?
Oh, yes. It's happened to me a lot of times. Times that either I might have some family things going on, or I wasn't having a good day, and I get on the field, and it affects you because you're not thinking straight, you're not performing. Because if you're not thinking straight, you're not performing well.
So do you have any methods, or like do you tell yourself things during games to make yourself mentally tough? Like, do you have any?
I don't like to overpsych myself. I like to be comfortable, and when I'm comfortable, my mind flows through, and everything is better for me because that way I can focus on what I need to focus on and not overwhelm myself worrying about details that aren't too small.
So do you think that coaches should integrate more mentally toughening exercises into the program? And if so, do you have any suggestions on how they should do this?
Yes. Coaches should definitely help with like mental toughness and stuff like that. And I feel a way to help that is, as me being a captain of like a football team, something we like to do is we like to hang out together, and we like to have everyone talk to each other, everyone get each other's minds right, and have everybody focus on our one goal. Because when you have that type of mentality, when you have a group of guys who all have a right mindset, that's how champions are born, and we're a perfect proof of that.
All right, last question. Do you have any advice for athletes looking to become more mentally tough?
Just believe in yourself, and because that's the most important thing. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. If you wake up in the morning and you say, well, I'm not that good of an athlete, or you're about to go out to a play, and you're just like, I'm not that good of an athlete, I'm not going to play well, then you're not going to play well. But if you believe you can, then the sky's the limit. You push yourself and you become better.
All right, thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Kat Lake, and I'm a senior.
All right, so what sport do you play, and how long have you been involved with this sport?
I play soccer, and I've been playing soccer since I was about 5.
So in your own words, what do you think makes a great athlete?
A great athlete, I would say, is someone who is not only physically strong, but someone who finds a passion in the sport that they want, and they put in the effort.
So in your own words, how do you define mental toughness?
I think mental toughness is all about having the right mentality to go through the sport that you want and make sure you want to improve in that sport, however that is.
Do you think the way that you are built and your physical capabilities make you the athlete you are today, or do you think it is your mental toughness and mentality?
I think it's a little bit of both. You obviously want to be physically able to play your sport, so for soccer it's really physical. As much as people think it isn't, it's all about endurance and strength to fend off other defenders. But the mental part is the one to be able to do what you have to do. So if you're running 100 yards down the field, you have to be able to set your mind.
And I know for you play a position that definitely has a lot of up and down running, up and down the field. So out of all the positions, your position needs to be extra mentally tough, if anything, right?
Yeah, it's definitely something to have your mind set forward to. I know mentally I never want to give up. I'm really aggressive in how I play, but I just think about what I want, and that's definitely to help my team. And yeah.
So what do you think plays a larger role in your performance, the physical part or the mental part?
I think the mental part helps with the physical part. I need more mental to tell me how I'm gonna play out the game, but the physical part comes with me thinking and being mental about it.
Yep. So have you ever experienced a time when your mentality affected your performance?
Definitely. I've had games where I have not been really focused, and although I wish it wasn't that way, it does affect your game, and it does affect how you help the team. If you're having an off day, it does shut off on the other players, but it does happen.
How do you make yourself mentally tough or mentally weak when you compete? Do you have something that you think of, or things that you don't think of when you're mentally weak?
Going back to me being aggressive, I do not want to lose. That's one of the things that's definitely part of my life. So to be mentally strong, I just think about winning. It's if I'm mentally weak, it's if I'm having an off day and let my outside world come into it and affect me. But
for the most part, my team picks me up, and we just have a good game, and we work together and be positive.
All right, awesome. Do you think that coaches should integrate more mentally toughening exercises into their program? And if so, how do you think they should do this?
I think it's a good thing to have more mental processes in your program. I know for my team, for Northwest, we had sit-downs where we talked about our goals for the season, and that was a really important thing because in October we had an undefeated streak. So setting down the goals helped us, and we moved forward that way. We were able
and it gave you motivation during the game.
It was a lot of motivation. We were all like really excited once we reached those goals, so that was really special for us.
All right, and last question. Do you have any advice for athletes looking to become more mentally tough?
I think that if you want to become more mentally tough, you have to find out why you want to play that sport, and if that's what the sport you want to play. So if you don't want it, you're obviously gonna be doing it for the wrong reasons. But if you want to that's your sport and that's what you want to do, you're gonna be mentally strong if you find the reasons why you're doing it and find things that'll help you out during the game, different cues and anything that'll be good for you.
All right, thank you so much.
I'm Lauren and I'm a senior here at Northwest. I'm Celeste and I'm a senior at Northwest. I'm Allie and I'm a senior here at Northwest High School, home of the Jaguars.
Woo! So what sport do you guys play and how long have you been involved with this sport?
I play soccer and lacrosse, and soccer I've played my whole life, and lacrosse just here at Northwest. I play field hockey and lacrosse, and I've been playing both for 4 years. I play soccer, except not anymore, and I played my whole life besides last year, and I also play lacrosse, which I started freshman year, and I still play.
Okay, Lauren, so in your own words, what do you think makes a great athlete?
I think a great athlete is committed, dedicated to their sport, and is able to overcome any challenges and can make the best of any situation, and is really helpful and nice to everyone on their team.
Okay, Celeste, in your own words, how do you define mental toughness?
I think mental toughness is the ability to not only have the physical capabilities, but to have the mentality to keep going.
All right, Allie, so do you think that the way you are built and your physical capabilities make you the athlete you are today, or do you think it's your mental toughness and mentality?
I think it's your mental toughness and mentality, because without the mental toughness and mentality, you wouldn't get anything physical done. You need that to get the work done.
Definitely. Lauren, so specifically like in soccer, what do you think plays a larger role in your performance, the physical or mental part?
I think the physical is a really big part of performance, but mental definitely is, especially when there are like adverse conditions, like if there is a lot of adversity in your team, or if it's like really hot outside or something, like you need that mental toughness to keep on going.
All right, Celeste, have you ever experienced a time during field hockey when your mentality affected your performance?
Yeah, definitely. I think when you have a good mentality, you play better, and when you have a bad mentality, you play not that better.
Allie, is there any way within your sport that you made yourself mentally tough or mentally weak? Like, is there something you think of, like your family, your team, your coaches?
I think in both ways, yeah. Whenever I think that people are watching me, like I'm going to make a mistake, like if I mess up, they'll judge me, I definitely mess up more when I have that mentality. But when I think I need to do this for my team, I need to do this to show everyone what I can do and to help us out, then it makes me play better.
All right. And Lauren, do you think that coaches should integrate more mental toughening exercises into their program? And if so, do you have any suggestions on how?
I definitely think coaches need to focus more on that aspect, because a lot of coaches are just like obsessed with the like conditioning and all that stuff. But of course that's important, but the mentality definitely plays like a really big role, and they need to take that into consideration.
I'm Diego Zarate and I'm a senior.
So what sport do you play, and how long have you been involved with the sport?
I run cross country and track and field, but mostly cross country.
So what do you think makes a great athlete?
What makes a great athlete is not only someone who is a good runner per se, or maybe like a good athlete in general, but mostly someone who's willing to devote themselves to their team and just give everything to their team, because in the end it's mostly about the team, not about the individual.
So in your own words, how do you define mental toughness?
Mental toughness is a combination of self-denial and being able to push past the pain. Knowing that like your team is out there and they're putting everything out there for you, you should be able to do the same. And mental toughness is a quality that it's hard to put in words because lots of people have different mentalities, but it's only those with that are willing to give up their own goals and to be able to sacrifice them for their team, and that's mental toughness.
Do you think that the way you are built and your physical capabilities make you the athlete you are today, or do you think it is your mental toughness and mentality?
Well, mental toughness is mostly the most important part for running, but that's not to say that you don't need like the physical attributes as well. When I was a freshman, I wasn't that big or strong. I was pretty skinny and very short, and yeah, I wasn't like that much of a physical specimen. But as I got older and as I went to other grades, I started to realize how to train, and that was probably the mental part, pushing my physical
So
part.
you almost think the reason why you became, because some people are born physically capable of almost doing any sport. There are those people, but like you said, you were that like small freshman, but the mental part of like wanting to get better pushed you to almost grow yourself, like your
Yes.
physical.
I had to build myself into what I am today. I wasn't able to just run like I do today when I was a freshman. I had to train and lift and eat healthy,
And
all
that
those
was
things.
mental for you.
Part of it, yes.
Okay, so what do you think plays a larger role in your performance, the physical part or the mental part?
Well, they say running is 90% mental, 10% physical, and I guess I can kind of believe that because that's not to say like you shouldn't have like physical abilities, because you still need the physical part to be able to run a race and have that endurance and to be able to kick in like the last 150 meters and all that. But I do believe that mental toughness is more important because it's not until you're able to push past the pain, not until you're able to just go faster when it hurts, until you're gonna win. So
All right, so as a runner, we all have our ups and downs, and I know that personally. So have you ever experienced a time when your mentality affected your performance?
I mean, every runner has this, and I mean, it's happened quite a few times to me. One specific time is at probably States this year. I wasn't able to perform at my best because I don't know. I didn't just try to win the race. I tried to set a record on the course that's not really meant to be set records on, and the cold of the coldness and just like the hills in the back and all that just really got to me in that third mile. And I mean,
And like mentally, it kind of like,
yeah, I fell apart and he went past me. But I mean, that's not to say I wasn't like mentally weak then. I was still able to find it in myself to keep going after him and to chase after him because I wasn't going to give up. And that, in a way, mental weakness can lead to improved mental toughness as well.
and then of course you can't just talk about States because you had such a good season. So talk about one of the races that you were mentally tough and you felt so much better and like stronger than your opponents, not just physically but mentally too.
One such race was probably regionals this year as well, and or Manhattan. That in Manhattan, I just went into that race thinking that I wasn't gonna like give up or anything, and that no matter what the competition was out there, I didn't care what it was. I didn't care who I was racing against. That I would put it down. I would put it on the line, and if someone did catch up to me, they'd have to run like an incredible time to beat me, and I was gonna give up then.
All right, so how do you make yourself mentally tough or mentally weak when you compete? Like, do you do things the night before? Do you think certain things when you run?
I mean, there's many different aspects of mental toughness, and to get into that, I mean, there's lots of different things. Like, for example, music. Probably, I just love listening to certain types of music, and when I'm running, if I run to a rhythm, it'll help me kind of stay on track as well. Also thinking about my friends, my family, and my team. When I'm running, I know I cannot like let them down. I cannot like give up, because if I give up, then they lose, and I know I'm never going to do that. So probably family, friends, and music.
Do you think that coaches should integrate more mentally toughening exercises into their program? And if so, how do you think they should do this?
Well, I believe that coaches, I mean, they should, like, not too much, because sometimes you have to just learn it on your own to be able to use it in real situations such as a race. But coaches should also input more mental exercises in training as well. Kind of like if you're doing some repeat miles or something, to have less rest time. That way you get stronger mentally and not as tired as you would in the race.
All right, and last question, do you have any advice for athletes looking to become more mentally tough?
To become more mentally tough, you have to train your mind.
As much as your body?
Yeah, as much as your body. And maybe something simple as like chess. It's strategy, and it makes you stop yourself from making stupid moves. And that's just to improve your strategy though. But for mental toughness, maybe finding something that you're very passionate about, that you know that you would never let something bad happen to them or it, and use it.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Dasha and I'm a freshman.
So what sport do you play and how long have you been involved with the sport?
I've been doing volleyball since I was 12.
In your own words, what do you think makes a great athlete?
Making sure you eat right, work your body, and have good teamwork.
And also in your own words, how do you define mental toughness?
Support from your teammates is really well, and also giving support to your other teammates.
Do you think that the way you are built and your physical capabilities make you the athlete you are today? Or do you think it is your mental toughness and mentality?
It's basically my physical appearance. If I didn't have the strength in my thighs and my jumps that I have today, then I don't think I would make it.
Mm-hmm. So, but going off of that, what do you think plays a larger role in your performance, the physical part or the mental part?
Both equal, because you need mentality from your teammates, and the mentality if you're going to win and you're going to do your best in this situation, then you need that also your physicalness. If you're not eating right, if you're not like moving right, then that's
definitely with volleyball, physical is very, very important. Have you ever experienced a time when your mentality affected your performance, or maybe like your team, like you could sense the team was just out of it?
Oh, all the time. We have that problem every game. So our coach either has to fix us up, one of our captains, one of our players that usually never talks picks us up.
So although volleyball is a very physical sport, you definitely see the mental side of it. How do you make yourself mentally tough, or like your team, like how do you guys get pumped up, or mentally weak? Like are there times?
You have many funny moments. Also, getting close with your team is very important. You have to, of course, bond, communicate well, make sure you all know each other very well, and that's how it goes.
Do you think that coaches should integrate more mental toughening exercises into their program? And if so, how do you think they should do this?
I think the mental toughness is mostly throughout the whole school year, because if your teachers, your grades, they always get on top of you. But if they were to put it in the program, I don't think there's a specific way. Every coach has their own style, and the players just have to.
But you do think it would help, because most coaches, like, they are very good at motivating, but they don't really focus on the mental part. Like most coaches are physical. I need to grow this athlete, which is really important. But for volleyball,
also have to bond with their players.
definitely, that's
definitely, because my coach couldn't bond with us, then we would fall apart. We wouldn't have made it.
Do you have any advice for athletes looking to become more mentally tough?
Don't take it to heart. Well, of course you should, but you should really not take it as bad credit if they're giving you like bad opinions, like telling you like you suck. Don't take that to heart. Take it as motivation. Take it as mental toughness, and just keep it to motivate you.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.